The evening had started with such promise. Jack Brennan sat at a corner table in Bellamy's, one of the city's nicest restaurants, checking his watch for the third time in 10 minutes. 7:45. His blind date was now 45 minutes late. He'd been set up by his sister Rachel, who'd insisted that her friend from yoga class was perfect for him. She's kind, she's smart. She's been through some stuff, but she's amazing. "Jack, just give it a chance," Rachel had pleaded. At 36, Jack had given up on the idea of finding someone. His life was consumed by his work as the CEO of Brennan Technologies, the software company his father had founded, and Jack had grown into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. Relationships had always taken a backseat to quarterly reports and product launches. But lately, the empty house he came home to each night had started to feel less like a refuge and more like a prison. So he'd agreed to the blind date. He'd put on his best white shirt, arrived 15 minutes early, ordered a drink, and waited, and waited. Now, as the minutes ticked past, Jack was beginning to feel foolish. She'd stood him up. It happened. He should just pay for his drink and leave. Salvage what remained of his Friday evening. He was about to signal for the check when he heard a small voice. "Excuse me, are you Jack?" He looked down to find a little girl standing beside his table. She couldn't have been more than 4 years old, with blonde hair pulled back in a small ponytail, wearing a pink dress that had a small stain on the hem. She was looking at him with serious blue eyes. Jack blinked in surprise. Yes, I'm Jack." The girl nodded solemnly. "My mommy's sorry she's late. She had to work. And then the babysitter didn't show up, and she tried to cancel. But you weren't answering your phone." She said all of this in one breath, as if she'd been practicing it. Jack felt his phone vibrate in his pocket and pulled it out, to see 3 missed calls and several text messages. He'd put it on silent when he'd arrived at the restaurant. "Oh," he said, looking at the messages. "All from an unknown number. I'm so sorry running late. Emergency at work. Sent at 6:30. Babysitter canceled. I'm trying to find someone else. Sent at 7:15. I can't find anyone. I have to bring my daughter. I'll understand if you want to reschedule. Sent at 7:30. I'm outside with Lily. We're leaving. I'm so sorry to waste your evening." That last message had been sent 2 minutes ago. Jack looked back at the little girl, Lily apparently. "Your mom is here?" "She's outside. She said it's not appropriate to bring a kid to a fancy grown-up date, and she was going to call you tomorrow to apologize." Lily tilted her head. "But I wanted to meet you. Aunt Rachel said you're nice. Are you nice?" Despite everything, Jack found himself smiling. "I try to be. Did your mom send you in here alone?" "She doesn't know I came in," Lily admitted. "She's on the phone with Aunt Rachel, and I saw you through the window, and you looked sad. So I thought I should tell you we're here." Jack stood up. "Well, I appreciate that, Lily. Should we go find your mom before she worries?" Lily took his hand with the easy trust of young children, and Jack felt something unexpected in his chest, a warmth, a protectiveness. He let her lead him through the restaurant toward the entrance. Outside, a woman was pacing on the sidewalk, phone pressed to her ear, her free hand pushing through dark honey-colored hair in obvious distress. She wore a simple navy dress and looked tired, worried, and beautiful in a way that made Jack's breath catch. "Rachel, I know, I'm sorry," she was saying. It was such a disaster. I'll call him tomorrow and apologize." "I'm sure he thinks I'm—" "Lily! Lily!" She spun around, her eyes wide with panic. "Where did you—" She stopped abruptly when she saw Lily holding Jack's hand. "Mommy, this is Jack!" Lily announced proudly. "I told him you were sorry." The woman, Jack's date, looked mortified. "Oh my God, Lily, you can't just walk into restaurants alone." "What if—" She covered her face with her hands. "I'm so sorry." "I'm Emma Parker. This is the worst first impression in the history of first impressions." "Actually," Jack said, "your daughter is quite charming. She told me what happened, which was good because I'd put my phone on silent. I got your messages just now." Emma lowered her hands, looking at him with a mixture of hope and resignation. "I completely understand if you want to call it a night. This is not what you signed up for." Jack looked down at Lily, who was gazing up at him with those serious blue eyes, and then back at Emma, who looked like she was bracing for rejection. He thought about his empty house, about the quiet dinner he'd eat alone if he left now, and he thought about how Lily had noticed he looked sad. through a restaurant window and had come to deliver her mother's message personally. "Have you and Lily eaten dinner?" he asked. Emma blinked. "What? Dinner? Have you eaten?" "No, we haven't, but—" "Then why don't you both join me? If that's okay with you, Lily?" Lily's face lit up. "Can we, Mommy, please? I promise I'll use my best manners." Emma looked uncertain. "Jack, you don't have to—" "I know I don't have to," Jack said. "I want to. Come on. Let's have dinner." He saw the moment Emma's resistance crumbled, saw the relief and gratitude flood her expression. "Okay," she said softly. "Okay, thank you." They went inside, and the hostess, after a moment of confusion, brought over a booster seat for Lily. She settled in between Jack and Emma, looking delighted with herself. "I'm sorry," Emma said again once they were seated. "This is so far from what Rachel probably told you to expect." "Rachel told me you were kind and smart and had been through some stuff," Jack said. "She didn't mention you had a daughter, but that's okay." "I asked her not to," Emma admitted. "I know that being a single mom can be, well, it makes dating complicated. I didn't want you to have preconceptions." "I get that," Jack said. "For what it's